Hi friends, and welcome back to playing tribute to Ace Attorney Investigations. Last time we were, we weren't kicked out of another crime scene, we were just denied access to the real scene of the crime, the haunted house. Mr. Amano is not quite on friendly terms with us anymore, as he is defending his son from any arrest or indication of the crime. It's been a lot. I believe that Lauren Pops has been arrested, I think, at the point now, or at least he said to Mr. Lang or Agent Lang to arrest her and to not come to the haunted house, which now belongs to him. So, yay! It's going to be hard to do anything without being able to go in there. We need to prove the fact that that was the scene of the crime. Well, we're not going to get anywhere just sitting here, so let's see what we can do. If I can't get permission to investigate the crime scene, then the truth will be lost. Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Okay. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you doing spacing out? Have you forgotten? There's only one thing you should do at a time like this. And what is that? When the people are in a bind, the hero of justice appears to save the day. Look, you just leave it to me. For I am Kay Faraday, the second of the great Yatagarasu. But I thought you were a thief, not a hero. The Yatagarasu is noble, and is always a thief of justice. That's... of course. If we have enough information, we can recreate the inside of the haunted house with this. Plus, if we then factor in everyone's testimony, we can recreate exactly what happened when I dropped off the ransom money. We may be able to figure out some new information with this. It's worth a try. Agent Lang. Ah, so you want to use your little toy. Be my guest. Okay, hang on, you're all about to witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood. Detective Gumshoe, is there a copy of the haunted house's blueprint among the police reference documents? Yes, sir! We got it just in case we need it for the kidnapping case. Alright, I'll input the haunted house data then. Kay to the rescue. What is this? Where are we? It's like we're inside the haunted house. Even if we can't inspect the real location itself, the path to the truth slumbers here. If I can successfully navigate my way using logic, I'll ultimately arrive at the truth. Now then, I believe I'm ready to investigate the crime scene. Alright, last part was all testimony heavy. This time it's all investigation, I guess. Okay, what should I recreate first? You haven't figured it out yet. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. But I'm going to make you do all the hard work. Very well. I'd like to inspect the moment in which I was ambushed by my abductor. The two of them were definitely in this place at that time. If I can verify that, it may provide me with a new lead. I just come out into the hallway after leaving the money inside the dining room. At that time, I saw a badger slumped over on the floor at the end of the hall. What was a badger doing all the way down there? I also thought it strange. However, I thought that maybe it was simply a mannequin that was set there for an atmosphere. Do you know which badger it was? No, it was too dark to tell. All I saw was its silhouette. In that case, I guess I'll just program a badger silhouette in for now. Okay, programming complete. We get spooky again. Then I started walking toward the exit. And that's when you were struck from behind, right? Yes. But that's odd. The hallway is a dead end. Where did your assailant come from? He was the badger. Okay, so the badger wasn't the dead Colin Devore. There's only one location I can think of. I believe my assailant was lying in wait here. Inside the badger costume.
Take that!
That doll I saw wasn't really a doll. It was, in fact, a costumed kidnapper. Oh, so he used the costume as the perfect camouflage to blend in with the rest of the house. Precisely. He waited until I had made the drop-off and was about to leave. Then, just as he saw me take a step toward the exit, he stood and launched his attack. I can think of no better hiding place than this. Hey, not bad! I'm beginning to think I should steal this tactic for myself. Just don't use it to do anything criminal, okay? Well, lads. What are you asking me for? As one of the kidnappers, I figured I should give you a chance to confess first. I was one of the kidnappers, but I don't know anything. I did come up to the haunted house, but I never set foot inside. I left Oliver in charge of picking up the ransom money. He didn't set foot inside. Is he telling the truth, or is this another lie? Alright, then you're claiming that it was Mr. Deacon who assaulted me. Yes, I'm sure it was him. Okay, inputting the new info now. Mr. Deacon was the Bad Badger, right? Since the Bad Badger has a gun attached to its right hand, I'll have to change it so the weapon is in its left hand. Now, I remember seeing the Proto-Badger at the beginning of that. Now to verify the facts of this recreation. You didn't recreate the weapon. Well, I can't exactly recreate something I know nothing about. So tell me, what were you hit with? The attack came from behind, so I have no idea. But I doubt it was someone's bare hands. So then where were you hit? I was hit on the right side of my head, just above my temple. There's a bit of blood, but it wasn't anything serious. Ouch, sounds painful. Why are you smirking like that when you say it? It's just your imagination. Now let's see. I wonder if there's anything in the hallway that could have been used as a weapon. This part's easy because we actually saw it. I have it. There was indeed one such object lying here in this hallway. A prop sword. Are you talking about this thing here? Yes. Although we did find it at the kidnapper's hideout. Wait, yes, it's possible that the culprit took it with him after using it on me. To leave no evidence behind, right? Correct. It may be worth more thorough examination yet. So what test do you want to run on it? There's luminol. Find the blood. The culprit was wearing a costume at the time, so fingerprint analysis is useless. Let's run a luminol test. It's possible that some of my blood found its way onto this. Agent Lang, may I ask for your cooperation in this matter? Like I have a choice. Sheena, call the lab boys. Understood. Except for a dab on the left side, it would appear that the blade is spotless. So it must have been the left side of the prop sword that hit your head, right? Okay. I'll update the recreation with this new piece of info. Okay, so the fact that it's coming from this angle is the problem, right? Like, he had to have been holding it in his right hand, not his left. And in the next instant, this badger will swing his left arm, complete with weapon in hand. Yes, to club me with the left side of the prop sword. Shall I recreate the moment of impact? I want to see the pained expression on your face. It's just fine the way it is. Is it just my imagination, or something not quite right? Something is not quite right. Eureka! Finally, I found a clear contradiction of facts about the sword. Except for the bit on the left side, the prop sword is absolutely spotless. However, if the culprit had used his left hand, the blood would be on the opposite side. The opposite side? Huh? If the culprit held the sword in his left hand, then the sword's right side would hit. I see, but the blood was on the left side of the sword, right? Which means that he used his right hand to hit you. Exactly. This prop sword has a large handguard attached to the hilt. It would be impossible to hold it with two hands while wearing costume with such big hands. Therefore, if it couldn't be the left hand or both hands, it must have been the right. I'll change the data to reflect the right-handed swing. Not yet, Kay. There's no sense in changing anything yet. If you change the parameters to the right hand, it only creates a new contradiction. It would conflict with the gun.
Take that!
The Bad Badger already holds a gun in his right hand, so he can't hold a sword in addition. Hey, that's right! Then what now? If it wasn't in his left or his right hand, it means that the one who struck me could not have been the Bad Badger. Are you paying attention, Lance? Mr. Deacon could not have been the one who struck me, which leaves only you as our primary suspect. Fine, it was me, I hit you. It appears that you lied to me yet again, but see how quickly they catch up to you, Lance. Wait, isn't Lance left-handed? Ah, yes, but that's what makes this deception all the more interesting. He used his right hand to make it look like Mr. Deacon had been the one to strike me. For you see, firing a gun with one's non-dominant hand is difficult, but the level of dexterity is required to swing a prop sword. Okay, please input this new data. The one who hit me from behind was Lance, or should I say the Proto-Badger. Alright, we are now officially as far as that opening cutscene revealed. Spooky! Now, we have a faithful recreation of the situation around the attack on me. Oh, right! All we have to do is examine this new recreation and... And what exactly is so funny, Agent Lang? That amusing little gadget. I'm sure it packs a punch. Right, Sheena? Yes, it was all I could do to hold my laughter in. Hey, don't make fun of Little Thief, you mean old werewolf. He and Mr. Edgeworth bring out the best in each other. You've had your little fun, but now it's my turn. I've sat quietly by, listening. But the crude conclusions you keep spewing don't whet this wolf's appetite. There's no guarantee that your toy will always show the real situation at any given time. All it displays is whatever information you put in there, right? Well, when you put it that way, your suppositions are wrong. It's not your fault, so I'm going to let you in on this. There's a trick to this haunted house. What may that be exactly? A trick beyond what your tiny imaginations can produce. Sheena! Here you are. Now then, what you missed, girlie, is written right here in this pamphlet. 7 Wonders of the Haunted House, the Disappearing Badger. What is this? I'd say someone around here is fond of theatrics. As you can see, they set a doll down at the end of this hallway for that purpose. Basically, the blue badger you saw was just a stupid doll. How can this be? Guess that throws your whole theory about being your attacker right out the window. But that can't be right. Maybe the culprit hid the doll somewhere. And then he laid down and pretended to be it instead?
Knock him back!
If the criminal couldn't even hide himself in a hallway, how could he hide a giant doll? Do you get it now? Thanks to your presumptions, your logic started off weak and led you to a completely wrong conclusion. Now, get off your high horse. Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, I wonder if you could please input the new information for me. You don't know when to quit, do you? I can't quit. Not until I can declare that I found the truth. Agent Lang, for the additional information, you have my thanks. There you go again. We'll see if I care. Okay, I'm updating the recreation now. Alright. That looks really weird. Look at how it changes from the blue badger into the proto-badger all of a sudden. If the slumped-over badger was just a doll, where was my attacker hiding? Well, that's what we're going to find out, right? So come on, Mr. Edgeworth, let's go! Yes, let's. This recreation can't be right, which means there must be a contradiction somewhere. Okay, well, we're done with this guy. Let's see what we have here. This is where the Proto-Badger shows up in our recreation. Yes, now the question is, where did he come from? Yeah, but there's no place to hide in the current model. There must be an inconsistency somewhere. What about the mirrors? Do the mirrors have anything to do with it? When you take a look around, it almost feels more like a house of mirrors. Indeed. Who's ever heard of as many mirrors inside a haunted house before? Well, at least we know this is the real crime scene thanks to the mirror shards. Okay. It's like a mirror house. Good. That's good important information. Hey, wait, these shards! There's something different about them. Oh. The ones we found earlier are thicker than the shards from these mirrors on this wall. And look, there's some sort of design on the back, too. The pieces from that costume are certainly different from the other mirrors. What does this mean? Could it be that our pieces are not pieces of these mirrors? Yeah. I think we got a smoke and mirrors trick going on here with this disappearing badger and all that. Alright, this is the same information that we just did. There's also a window here. This creeps me out for some reason. It's very terrifying. This blue badger is just a doll for use in this haunted house. But the one who killed I bet the one who killed this blue badger was the bad badger, right? According to the Blue Badger Bible, it says that they are each other's worst enemy. All because one's an ally of justice and the other's a vile criminal with a gun? Perhaps they were just destined to battle each other. Much less like the Steel Samurai and the Evil Magistrate. I don't think I have anything to deduce yet. Do I? Pieces of a set of armor in our pile here. Why do you think they almost always have sets of armors inside haunted houses? I suppose this sort of interior design is meant to bring out a sense of the abnormalcy. Why do all your explanations have to be so hard to understand, Mr. Edgeworth? Now try explaining it again, but this time so that even a thief like me can get it. That's may prove to be a most difficult task. Is this important? What is this? No, it's not. It's a replica of myself. You're totally oblivious to what was behind you, huh? Yes, I suppose I'm also to blame for what happened to me. It was incredibly dark, which was all the more reason I should have been more alert. I vow to never be caught by surprise again. Okay. Alright. I guess I'm gonna have to come over here and deduce something here. What do we see here? Alright, nothing's wrong with the blue badger. It's not exactly a problem that is not wandering around the park. Because of this. The disappearing badger. What is the design that it has on the back? One will never know. nothing else was observable. So what am I supposed to deduce? It's connected to the pamphlet.
Eureka!
That is not in contradiction to it. Okay, I wasn't sure. This is the only thing that I can... There's something wrong with the scene, that much I know for sure. Maybe it's just a trick of the eye. If it's a trick of the eye... Oh my gosh, oh my gosh! Wait. I'm so dumb. Yes, that is the problem.
Eureka!
It is a trick of the eye. We were talking about the mirrors and how it's a smoke and mirror thing. Of course, it's reflective. Hold on a second here. There's something wrong with this blue badger. Like what? The way the belt is on him is opposite of how it should be. Did you make a mistake? See, I didn't think it was weird because that's exactly how it looks here. It's because it is mirrored. Oh, okay. That can't be. I inputted the image data exactly as it is in the pamphlet. So then why is the blue badger dressed up in reverse? There it is. Now I can connect the mirror to that. Goodbye. To my logic. Man, I need to heal my health here a little bit after this investigation. Yikes. Okay, do you remember what you said earlier? What I said earlier about what? About how this building might as well have been a house of mirrors. A house of mirrors? Oh! That would explain the reversed or mirror image. Yes, this blue badger might be nothing more than the reflected image of a real one. Then was the blue badger you saw just a reflection? When I looked down this hall, I thought it was perfectly straight. However, if there was a mirror... Oh, then it would actually form an L shape, right? Precisely. I was deceived. The hallway was almost pitch black. And there was a beam in the way that obstructed my view of the other hallway. Wait, but why build this place like that? Sounds pretty pointless to me. Okay, this house is just another attraction at an amusement park. They created a mirror wall for a specific purpose, one I can point out for you. This was the reason they built the mirror wall. It was for the amazing disappearing badger. Did I put it in here?
Take that!
As it's written in the pamphlet, the main draw of this attraction is the mystery of the disappearing badger. You mean they built the mirror for that trick alone? But you said you saw the badger, so it's definitely still there. Which is true at the time, however. Doing this allows someone to make the blue badger disappear in a flash. Remove the mirror wall. To remove a reflected image, simply remove the mirror. First, the mirror was constructed so that it could be moved. Then, beyond where the mirror was, an empty hallway had to be created. Oh, so when they wanted people to see the blue badger, they would open the mirror, and when they wanted to hide it, they simply had to close it again. This explains why the other side of the fragments have the design on them. Ah, and if the pattern is the same as the other walls in this hallway, then with when the mirror is closed, it would blend in with the rest of the walls. This is the mirror trick that this haunted house employs. And this also proves the existence of a hiding place for the culprits. How so? Think about it again. There was a place that was outside my field of vision. The culprit kept out of sight by hiding here.
Take that!
There was a very large blind spot, one I could not see beyond, and it was here. If my assailant hid on the other side of the movable mirror, then you wouldn't have been able to see him. He didn't even need to do anything to the blue badger doll. Exactly. All he had to do was wait for me on the other side of the mirror. Wait, hold on. I just thought of something. Yes. Well, shouldn't the mirror wall be broken right now? In reality? Since we have a few shards of it, we can probably assume it is. Yes, most definitely is broken. The question is, when was it broken? Since we found these inside the victim's costume, that would mean that the victim was there when the mirror was broken. Wait, that sound. The sound I heard was most definitely the sound of a mirror breaking. Okay, I'd like you to input some new information. Don't scare me like that! Sorry, but I need you to recreate something for me. Sure, whatever you need. So what do you need anyway? If you could first recreate this hallway just before I entered the dining room. You got it! Now this, I believe this is how it was right before I entered the dining room. Okay. Although at the time, I thought it was but a single straight hallway. And then I went inside. It was around then that I heard the sound of a mirror shattering. You heard what? Then... Yes, I believe it was then that the mirror was broken. Okay, so then when you stepped outside into the hallway again, the mirror wall should no longer exist. Oh, the mirror wall should no longer exist. Okay, please recreate that. Got it! I love how everybody's just standing around watching all this happen. Oh, wait, but with the mirror gone, the culprit lost his hiding spot. So where did he go in his proto-badger suit, Mr. Edgeworth? Huh, that's easy enough. With the mirror gone, he simply hid himself in the branch hallway. I think this about wraps it up. Looks like we finally solved everything! No, not yet. An even larger contradiction has now reared its head. Huh? Perhaps you did not notice. This recreation contains a very troubling inconsistency. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness! The victim was there! It was the victim! Because the badger should be over here. I'm just trying to, like, find the perfect place for it. We're gonna do that.
Take that!
Okay, take a good look at the end of the hall. Oh, there's no blue badger there! Exactly. The blue badger that I saw in reality is not there. This is the final point on this long chain of logic. The last remaining contradiction. Oh, man. Love it when a case comes together. So, let me get this straight. When you came out of the dining room, you saw a badger, right? And that's precisely where the final contradiction lies. Something that shouldn't exist was there before me. Who or what do you suppose it was? I believe this is the real identity of our mystery badger. The victim. Wait, do I do that or do I do this? I do this, right? Because this is, yeah. The badger I saw was in actuality the dead victim's body. What? Agent Lang, the entirety of my complete logic is my final decisive piece of evidence. The murder happened in the hallway of the haunted house at the time of the drop-off, and you can consider the moment I heard the mirror breaking to be the real time of death for Mr. Deacon. Maybe it was due to their fighting, or perhaps it was the life-shattering bullet. But no matter what the cause was, the hallway mirror wall was broken.
Now go back!
Ha! You were in the house at the time, right? Are you telling me that you missed the sound of a gunshot?
Objection!
There were a variety of sound effects playing at the time. All for theatrics, I assume. The gunshot must have blended right in. Yet you did hear the glass breaking. Now then, I'd like you to recall something for me. Who was it with the victim at the haunted house? Who was the one who had the opportunity to rob the victim of his gun and use it on him? It was you, Lance Amano. Well, that's a different breakdown than I've ever seen. It's not like I had a choice. Oliver turned on me all of a sudden. He snapped and turned violent right after I hung up with you. He shoved me to the ground and straddled me. I fought back as hard as I could, grabbed his gun, and I shot him. The bullet must have went through his body and shattered the mirror. If I hadn't taken his gun and shot him first, I would have been the one you found. He's a hardened criminal. He escaped from jail. See, that's justified self-defense. My boy was only trying to protect himself. That remains to be seen, and will have to be resolved in court. Agent Lang, I leave the rest to you. As if you were the one in charge around here. Guys, arrest these two and get them out of my sight. Wait, I had nothing to do with the murder. The only person you should be arresting is Lance. Dad! Oh, gosh. Sorry, but you're not slipping away that easy, Mr. Ernest Amano. You tampered with the evidence so you could cover for your son. What a great dad you are, willing to risk it all. Truly touching. By the way, do you know why I'm really here? And how could I possibly know the answer to such an insane question? You wound me. I came all this way from across the sea just to see you, you know. You came to see me. What's that supposed to mean? I have a few things to ask you, Mr. Amano, about a case from 10 years ago. A case from 10 years ago? Oh, what's the name that you use here for that case? Sheena! It's known as the KG-8 incident. The KG-8 incident? Oh, so you remember it. Good. Then you'll recall that the trigger in that case was the Amano Group scandal. Specifically, the charge of an internal smuggling ring. Smuggling. There's that word again. At the time, the person that was arrested as the ringleader was Mr. Amano's very own secretary, Mr. Colin Devore. Father? Even though you pushed the crime onto your then-secretary, Mr. Devore, I always suspected that you were involved with the smuggling ring, Mr. Amano. Mr. Devore was arrested in place of you, which is why, when he broke out, you hid him from the police, right? You hid him in exchange for his silence and your little dirty secrets. Now. Please calm down. I honestly have no idea what you're talking about. Heh, pretend to be ignorant all you want. We're taking you down to the precinct anyway, for a nice, long chat. What? What the heck was that? What just happened? I'll take him down to the precinct if you don't mind. And who the heck are you? I'm Jacques Portman, and I'm the prosecutor in charge of this case. Oh, Jacques, thank goodness you're here. Don't jerk me around. This is an Interpol case, so keep your paws off my suspect. Sorry, but I can't comply. I've got the backing of a prosecutor's office. See, in this country, we prosecutors work with the police to bring cases to court. So if you could please cooperate with me here, that'd be great. Now, how about a handshake to seal the deal? Sorry, but I hate prosecutors, the whole lot of you. Guys, arrest the two suspects. Sir! Oh, I almost forgot. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, is it? I'd like to thank you. Thank me. Yeah, for working so hard to fulfill my goal. Hey, is that any way to thank someone? And what the heck is that supposed to mean? You were so relentless with Lance that you forced Ernest to tamper with the evidence. Thanks to that, I finally had a legitimate reason to arrest him. So how does it feel to bite the hand that feeds you? The hand that feeds me? I'm not sure I follow. It's no use pretending with me. You're the one, right? You're the corrupt prosecutor that's working for Mr. Amano and the smuggling ring, right? No, I would never do such a thing. What the heck? Our intel's never wrong. In your prosecutor's office, there's definitely someone working with the ring. Oh, so Agent Lang suspected my relation to Mr. Amano. That must be the real reason behind this antagonistic attitude. On top of that, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, right? There were non-stop rumors flying around about forged evidence with that guy. You're not twisting the truth behind those closed courtroom doors, too, are you? The courtroom is a place where the truth is revealed. Well, don't worry. It's not only you. The whole lot of you can't be trusted. A prosecutor who never lost in 40 years. Every defendant must be found guilty. Fueled by these ideas, is it any wonder that the courts produce nothing but falsities and lies? It would seem that his disdain extends beyond just me. Prosecutors, the courts. Why is this man so angry with us all? Rest assured, the next time we meet, I won't be so forgiving. So don't you forget it. Please wait. Agent Sheena. Why does Agent Lang hate all prosecutors so? Lang is the head of the long-honored House of Lang at Flingva. The heads of all police-related divisions in that country were of Lang blood. Were? What do you mean by that? Aren't they still? They were revered, but that was long ago. They don't hold that sort of sway anymore. And it was all because of the courts. How can that be? The prosecutor once withheld and tampered with the evidence one of the Lang detectives found. That evidence purity was tarnished and cost the Lang family its honor and trust. But not all prosecutors are like that. Even so, Lang will never respect the court again, or any prosecutor. So Agent Lang is a man who hates all courts and is unwilling to forgive prosecutors. Man, what a piece of work that guy is. Come on, Jim. You better catch up. Yeah. We've still got to deliver that thing to the old man, after all. I think there are smuggling... I think he might be the smuggling ring guy. Now that he was very clearly a criminal, and also the reaction that Ernest gave him whenever he arrived. Oh, man. Detective Gumshoe, I believe it's time we wrapped up and headed home ourselves. Yeah. Are you going home too, Mr. Edgeworth? No, I've done nothing but be entangled in one mess after another since my return. If it's alright with you, can you drop me off at my office? No problem, sir. Oh gosh, that was... Wait, oh my goodness, you mean that was the day of his return? So it goes... Airport was a second case, this case, first case, and literally the first case takes place immediately after this. Like, Jim, whose real name is not Jim, Faith, Detective Faith, is about to die in, like, a minute or two. Oh boy. Excuse me. Yes, what is it? Thank you very much. Oh, it's okay. No need to thank me, pal. Just doing my job as a detective. I guess I was fooled pretty badly by Lance. Oh, cruel fate. What's a woman to do when she's been hurt by the one she loves? And to think I never realized my father was right there. I never said anything to him. I knew it. I'm a failure. There she goes again, talking to herself. Miss Pops, I wonder if you know why your father participated in the kidnapping. No, I've no idea. Your father died while he was trying to stop Lance. Which means that from the beginning he had no interest in the staged self-abduction. Wait, then why did he... I believe it was because of your presence, Miss Pops. Me? Lance realized that the two of you were related. Which is why he used you as a hostage to coerce Mr. DeVore into cooperating. Father! As a felon, he could not tell you of his real relation to you. However, as the Amano family butler, at the very least, he was able to watch over you. It was all he could do, but that was the shape of his overflowing love for you. Go on, speak your mind. That is... Thank you very much. You're welcome. Although there is no need to thank me. No, Laura, stop. I mean, this man's so much older than you. Oh, brother. Looks like you've completely stolen her away, Mr. Edgeworth. Way to go, sir. Your technique is way beyond the level of a great thief. What are you going on about now? Wow, your deducing skills may be sound, but you have no street smarts. That's Mr. Edgeworth for you. Yeah, I mean, he still hasn't figured out who I am at all. If you haven't remembered in all this time, I guess I'm just going to have to say it. This isn't the first time we've met, you know. What do you mean, pal? Mr. Edgeworth, how do you know this girl? Looks like you totally forgot me too, Gummy. Gummy? Here, maybe this'll jog your memories. I promised I'd return this to you one day, remember? That single piece of cloth took me back, far into my past. To that fateful day 7 years ago, when I first met the then-child Kay. And Detective Gumshoe. And that is what the fourth case is going to be. The flashback. The true flashback case. Turnabout reminiscence. So, I kind of fell apart at the end there. It might be because of the time that I, broke between episodes. Or it might be because of, it's just me not following the logic of the game, which, happens sometimes. But yeah, all of that stuff about, there being a third person, and we were thinking that was suspicious, because it's like, oh, what was the third person, or whatever. As we were going through that, and as we saw the chairs, and as we saw the cups and stuff, I was like, wait a second. Is this one of those things where, the kidnapper is actually in on the plan? So really the person... Well, that's interesting, too, because based on that end conversation, really the person who was kidnapped was Lauren, because she was the one who was being held hostage so that the butler would comply. So that's interesting. That's an interesting concept to think of. Lang is annoying. But we got through. We got by. We're doing okay. Final thoughts about the case. I think it's spooky. It might just be me. I don't know. I think that beginning bit with the guy creeping up on you and smacking you on the back of the head, and then that whole thing with the smoke and mirrors and all of that was intense. The haunted house. So it's fun as it plays out. I don't think I dislike any of these cases in here. I think I was thinking about this the other day, and I'm like, I don't know what my favorite, what I would call my favorite case to be. This is the one that was most memorable, I think, because I did remember, I think I told you whenever that cutscene was going on, that I very clearly remembered those little slides of the badger coming up to smack you in the head. But really that's it. That was the only thing that I really remembered of this case, so maybe it isn't as memorable, but then again, I don't remember anything else. They're just bits and pieces of the other cases that I remember. So I would say that this was the one that I remembered most, but again, not a very high bar. I don't know, maybe the airport one was my favorite. I don't know. Well, anyway, in any case, next case is the flashback case. Name that silhouette. We know this silhouette. And we will find out that day when we first met Kay and Gumshoe, apparently, according to Edgeworth there. And then carry on, because that is going to be the second to last case. This has 5 cases. And we'll see as it continues how it all culminates into the end, between this information about the smuggling ring and the Yatagarasu, or, whatever information from that we have. Because Kay has been pretty clear with the fact that she has something to do with the Yatagarasu, even though she's never stolen anything yet. So, we'll see how that goes. So until then, stay tuned. And I keep realizing that I should be, telling people to subscribe or something. I don't know. So yeah, do that if you want to, keep up with the cases here. And I'll talk to you guys later.